they will just lock that one away. So no more Yuumi, and that means that, of course, you know, it's not going to be the Volibear Xin Zhao, sorry, the Volibear Yuumi combo or anything like that. We have the Xin Zhao already here, and so the Thresh going to be a little bit more of a comfortable option, and Gumayusi is going to opt in to the Varus.
Red side Varus, always a great pick, and the one thing you'd be concerned about in a lot of scenarios with the Xin Zhao pick is potentially a Lulu coming through. That's something they could ban here, but I don't think the Lulu is not amazing with this composition. It's going to give you a lot of mobility, and you already have the Thresh for that too, so it could be something
like just a bit of a yordle.
And that is what it's going to be.
Zoe, exactly. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really interesting choice. I think it's the first time this year we've seen that.
Yeah,
in the LCK.
This was sort of dabbled in sort of last year and at the beginning of the year, the Tristana top lane, but that is going to be the decision that Kiin goes with up against the Gnar.
I like the dude. I was going to mention this Graves. I feel like Graves is the best pick considering the damage profile. Give me the Graves! Give me that Graves! Because you have, obviously, you have a Karma here, you have the Rise. They're going to go with the Volibear. So this is going to be a very different type of Volibear draft because he's going to be empowered by the Karma to engage, to control parts of the map and set up for just really awesome angles to catch some of these players. The Zoe is such a great pick, I think, because it's going to give you a lot of range, a lot of poke. You have Tristana on top of that. Basically, everything in this game, outside of the Xin Zhao, right, and the Thresh, like the Zoe, the Aphelios, and Tristana can be an extreme carry for Afrika. There's so much power across several parts of the map. So if one part goes wrong, it's like now that Rise is popular again, Zoe is not.
Yeah.
One of the rarer mid picks here in the LCK.
At this point in time, indeed. Kind of cool to see Fly bringing it back, delving into his pretty extensive champion pool.
And here we go, Dreads going top side.
Yeah, we're looking to try and take down counter that Gnar bar extraordinarily low. As there's the dive on in. And okay, Kiin just going to grab it, gets out of the way of the turret, doesn't use the rocket jump for damage, and that means that he doesn't die.
Volibear too. Okay, they're going to look for something here.
Walking on in, Carrier did move over, does have his flash available once again, as now Kiin gonna have to try and, gets the buster shot, kicks him away as Carrier, gonna get flashed on by Dread. Oh no, did he hit the ward that one time? No, it doesn't even matter. It is going to be the kill as Fly flashes forward and picks up the kill on Gumayusi. Hey. Zoe looking a little bit crisp.
That's what you're looking for with Afrika. Remember in game one, they just did not actually look to be aggressive. They were not able to find anything when the game started to look T1's way with that gold lead. An awkward spot T1 are because they can't actually get to the Drake easily now.
Or maybe they just don't care about it, as that's a huge Gnar into the wall. That is the jungler. And T1, they might just say it's time for Baron.
That's a Baron opportunity right there. Hey, you can't get to the Drake, but if Dread's going to stand there and you have vision, that's been the biggest issue for Afrika in this moment, is just no vision.
Yeah, there is a lot of damage, like you mentioned. Leo's not here, though, so they don't have the Aphelios to try and help, and his weapons aren't exactly the greatest for taking down the Baron, but it's down to 5k anyway, as Faker's going to realm warp his way in. That's the hook that's going to connect onto Carrier, who immediately explodes. Kiin gets himself his first reset as Gumayusi in a bit of trouble. Kiin just gets himself back when things get a little bit too worrying. Buster shot to get rid of the Mega Gnar. Kiin honestly just won that by himself, and that was so sick.
I mean, Kiin is winning this game by himself in every regard. He's 2-0 and 2, but he's got his 3 items. Gets the explosive damage done there to blow up just one single target. Once Carrier is out, it's a 5v4.
All right, and now he's teleport flanking on the Tristana.
Here we go.
This is kind of cool. They get themselves some vision. Counter taking a bit of damage here as the rocket jump offensively, sorry, as Faker's just dead. Leo's going to be able to lock down that kill. Another great hook to come through from Lehens.
And it is falling apart here for T1. They are just not able to get any control over these team fights because there's so much burst damage from all 3 of these players. Well, really just Fly and Kiin, to be honest. Leo hasn't been able to do all that much.
Fly moves on in there. Let's see whether he can actually kill anyone. Looks like the answer is going to be no, as T1 will be able to get the Baron. Now can they escape? And the answer is absolutely yes, they can. As the ult comes out from Ona, he's going to play it safe. And they get everyone out, but they grab themselves the Baron. They just outplay Afrika. Like, it's just not even, they don't have to win a team fight. No. It's just Afrika deciding, getting himself out of the way. That was a fake flash as the Baron's down extraordinarily low. Ona is inside the pit. He goes into stasis. He can't smite them, but he is able to smite immediately after getting out as Canna gets the Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. The Chakrams were doing so much work. They sacrificed the bear, but T1 gets their second Baron.
highway robbery here for T1, and now they're going to go and rush down this Ocean Drake or Ocean Soul point.
That's ridiculous. They were robbing one bank, and they teleported to the next bank and stole that one as well.
It's not fair. And now Afrika are in really, really dire straits because this next objective is so desperate for them, and they're going to have to play on the back foot here. They're going to have to play so defensively for the next 2.5 minutes here. And I mean, I think Afrika actually won't. It's not going to be good enough here to just defend. They're going to have to look for a pick. They're going to have to look for really proactive play, and then maybe get a kill or two, and then try to end the game as the Baron kind of fades away. Because if you just sit back and let T1 take complete control over the map, I'm going to be very happy to do so. Yeah. This is a game where Faker is still 0-1-0.
He's 0-1-0 with 350 CS. Like,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. As Owner goes in, and remember, you can't smite when you're in stasis. And so as soon as he's out of stasis, 24 health, and he gets the smite.
Yeah, Dread just missed it.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate there, because that's going to be so huge. Like, if Afrika gets Baron, they might be able to get multiple inhibitors here as we watch this happen in real time.
Back.
He's like, I got it, get out.
Better.
Get out, leave. He's like, I'm begging you, get the hell out of there. We got the objective. And he's long wrap around onto Faker, flies here. Can they grab him?
They find a lot of damage there as Kiin. He can rocket jump over.
He's going for it.
Do so, absolutely. And boom goes Faker. Immediately, the rest of T1 are going to back away, and that is so much time and space bought by Afrika.
That's massive. Faker just getting caught here by, two players who
do a whole lot of work.
Kana's not going to get anything out of this Gnar. That's really unfortunate. Once again, he's just going to be struggling to have this insane engage tool at the right moment because he's just so stuck under this turret. So defensively.
Yeah, he's going to have to keep throwing these boomerangs through as Leo's taking a fair bit of damage there. Has Severum, of course, is okay. The ulti out from Owner is now. Faker's trying to trade it with Kiin. He does have the GA, remember, but Faker doesn't, and he's just going to explode. Kana going to follow suit. The damage from Afrika is just gigantic with the poke. Is starting to rain down. Goodbye, Fly. He just immediately evaporates. Kana now has that Mega Gnar almost back available, but he doesn't have a Volley Bear.
He doesn't have a team.
Yeah, Afrika doesn't. They don't need a team. They just need Kiin, right? Can they actually get some minions to get underneath this turret, though? Because
the answer is yes.
Oh my goodness, this is so dangerous. Gumayusi, he needs to land poke, but I just don't know whether they can stop Kiin from tearing these turrets apart. The autos are so scary. Flashes forward to Varus, explodes. Kana's dead as well. And Wolf, we are going to game number 3, 43 minutes in. And Afrika wins the game.
What a beautiful back and forth game and an extremely unique draft from the Afrika Freaks. The reliance on these carries to pop off. They had 3 opportunities, right? But the big one ended up being the Tristana in the top lane. Kiin carried the laning phase, had so much extra advantages for Afrika to get control of the map, to rush down these Baron buffs as best as they could, getting control of the objective of it.
But if you lose that coordination for a moment and T1 aren't able to actually layer that CC and play as a 5-man unit, it doesn't really work. And you can see the Varus damage was really high, but everybody else just wasn't really able to get involved.
T1 couldn't really look for a front-to-back team fight because Kana was also so resource low. Like, we talked about it several times. I was always calling it out. Getting his Gnar bar up to actually have Mega Gnar was so challenging in some of those later fights. Owner was always under threat of being blown up if he decided to go in. So Faker's damage is extremely low, considering he was a full build Rise in this game, but he just wasn't ever able to have that opportunity to have an extended team fight where that pop-off happens. He was always under threat. He was always playing defensively. Most of what Faker did in this game was side laning to get those items online that unfortunately for him never came to fruition. He never got that big team fight later on.
Yeah, and they were never actually able to find any access for the lower range Rise, right? Because, of course, just weren't able to get those engages because Afrika never let them. It was actually really well played in the end by Afrika. They walked the tightrope nicely, and that tightrope was connected to a